What's up, guys? It's your boy Julius, back at it with another one. And today I'm gonna be going over my new radio that I got in Project Jason. It's gonna be the Alpine Ilx-f309. Let's check this thing out. Here it is right here. This is the box, the Alpine Ilx-f309. It's one of the only radios of its kind. It's got a 9-inch screen, but fits in a single DIN dash. So I ended up getting this radio just because all the new cars are coming up with this new iPad style radio, and since my goal with my truck is to bring it up to the new school, you know, it's an old truck, I want to make it feel new. Since I'm going to keep it, I want to get as much new technology into it as I can. I decided to go with the biggest and the baddest radio that I could find, which this was it. So like I said, it's got a 9-inch screen on it. It's got Android Auto. I don't know what it's called for the Apple, but it's got, oh, there it is, Apple CarPlay, HDMI. It's capable to be linked with Maestro, which is if you have a newer car, you can link it to your steering wheel, to your AC and all that stuff. It's got so many features in this thing. So unfortunately, I'm not going to do an unboxing because I actually went ahead and got this done at Best Buy. I usually do my radios myself, but with this one, I went ahead and did it at Best Buy just because if there's any problems or anything like that, they do the warranty. And I just wanted to make sure it was done this time. With this truck, I'm trying to make sure I get as much professional work as possible because I want the quality to be good. I will be doing a lot of stuff myself, but this and my alarm, Best Buy went ahead and did them. But in here, I got my old radio, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out real quick. So this right here is the radio that the Alpine replaced. This is a Jensen VX7020. This radio right here was a dope radio for the cost. I mean, this thing was like 250 bucks, navigation, Bluetooth, all the features you really need out of a radio. This radio had it. And I honestly, I was happy with it. I had no problems with it. After about 3 years of riding with it, it just died one day. It came on, blue screen, and that was it. Which, when you have all the features that these $800, $900 radios have, and you got all those features for $250, you got to expect that they cut corners somewhere internally or in the software and the hardware. Some kind of way they probably cut corners when they made this radio. But for you guys on a budget, I mean, if it was me, honestly, and I was just gonna get another radio and throw it in there real quick because I wasn't going to keep the car, I didn't really care, I would have went and got a new Jensen. Especially now they have Android, I don't know if it's Android Auto, I think it's Android mirroring or phone mirroring, something like that. They've got those on the newer Jensens, 7021, something like that. But this was actually a dope radio. One thing I will say though is after going from this radio to the Alpine Ilx-f309, my sound quality is way better. I had no idea that the receiver had anything to do with sound quality. I thought it was all in the speakers. I have kicker speakers in the door, and they sounded decent with this radio, but when I put it on the Alpine, they actually sound way better. I thought I was gonna have to change them again. I'm still gonna change them just because they're lacking some mid-range. I'm gonna do a whole radio upgrade in that truck. That truck is getting completely redone, but I am gonna still change them. But for now, it is good enough. So let's get outside and actually take a look at the Ilx-f309 installed in the truck. Let's go. And right here we have the Alpine Ilx-f309 installed in the truck, and I love the way this thing looks in here, man. It looks like it looks like a newer and almost like a Mercedes style screen. I will say that you can adjust this radio up and down and everywhere. Of course, you guys know that's a GoPro. That is not the radio. That's for when I'm recording in the truck. But just for you that don't know, this part here is not part of the radio. But I like the way it sits. The only thing I don't really care for is that pocket down there. I may try to bring this down and see if I can cover the pocket. I'm not going to use that. I don't know what you're even supposed to put in that. I don't like having loose stuff in my car. So what I think I might do later on when I add lights and stuff to this truck, I'll use this as a switch panel. But for now, I might try to just bring it down and cover it up a little bit. But I do like that it's up high because when I'm using my navigation, I don't have to take my eyes too far off the road because it's right here. So I do enjoy that. So the one thing that I will say about this radio is that it gets a lot of fingerprints, which that's most things. I mean, your phone does it, everything does it. once you touch it a lot, once you have to use a touchscreen, it does get fingerprints. So I keep a rag in the car with me, just a microfiber, and I'm gonna get some of the fingerprints off that I have on there right now. Yeah, and I just keep that with me in the truck just to clean it up. So let's go ahead and turn the truck on. You can see how long it takes to start up. You get the Alpine screen. I'm sure there's a way to actually change your startup screen. I have seen people do it. I haven't messed with it on this radio yet. They do have another radio that has a similar operating system on it where they did that. Make sure the radio's off, volume's down. So yeah, you can change the startup screen if you wanted to. I might change it to like the Ford or the one of those type of logos or something like that. I'm not 100% sure how to do it. I haven't really watched the video. I just know that it can be done. So you see how long it took to start up. It's about 10 seconds. Pretty much average for any radio out there. This is the main screen where you have, turn on this AC, man, it's hot out here in Florida. Goodness. All right, so yeah, this is the main screen. You have all your different apps and stuff like that. So you got the radio, you got Bluetooth, you got Sirius XM. The dope thing about this is HD radio. So I'll go to Sirius XM, make sure the volume's down. So when you go here, I can actually pause the HD radio. I can go live, I can pause, I can rewind, I can do all that on the satellite radio. And I think it can actually even be done on the regular radio. Let's go check that out. It'd be dope. All right, so no, oh, yep, yeah, you can actually do it on regular radio. So what I find out that it does when I go on like XM over here, I never really noticed every time a radio station came on, it was at the beginning of the song. I just thought I was lucky. But what it actually does is it'll go automatically to the song that it's on. It'll go to the beginning of that song and let you listen to it from the beginning. So then you get this option down here that says live, to where you can just skip ahead to where the radio station is actually at the moment, but it rewinds it for you automatically, which is pretty cool. Unless it's at the very end of the song, I've noticed it doesn't really do that. But if you catch the song mid-song, it'll actually rewind it for you, and it gives you the option to go live and listen to where the radio is actually getting sent out. So that's pretty dope. So then let's see what else we have. We have auxiliary, which I did not get my auxiliary cord put into the dash anywhere yet. I didn't know where I wanted it, and I didn't want Best Buy to do that because, you know, they'll just put it wherever. I'm really particular on where I want my stuff, so I think I'm gonna use this here, get my auxiliary, my HDMI here, and actually I might do the HDMI somewhere else because I think I want to hook up a Nintendo NES in here. So, but those things are, for right now, they're actually installed in the glove box. As you see, I have that hanging out. I don't like the way that looks either, but I will be actually getting it set up in the dash for a permanent install once I find out where I want it. I may even put that down here too. I'm not sure. I still have to think about it and figure that out. So as you plug things in, it doesn't look like there's a lot of options on this radio though, but that's because as you plug things in, those options come up. So there's Bluetooth radio, which that's there, and my phone is hooked up, so it goes right to Bluetooth, plays the song. You have full control over everything. It has all the information of the song, which is pretty cool. The Gsxr actually didn't give you all the information. I mean, it even tells you the album, so that's pretty cool. You can hit favorite on that, you can skip, all that good stuff. Then let's go over here. Pandora, basically the same as the other Bluetooth, but with the other Bluetooth you can listen to YouTube or anything. Bluetooth Pandora just actually gives you the actual Pandora app. So you can thumbs up over here, you can thumbs down, you can skip, you can go through your stations. Nope, that's not right. How do I go through my stations again? Oh, search, that's where it is. So you go through all your stations right here. You've got all your stations. Once you pick a station, let's listen to some bling bling radio. And my phone, I think, is connected to Wi-Fi, so it takes a little longer than usual. But as you see, boom, it comes right up. It gives you album art, all that good stuff, man. This radio is definitely has a lot of information on it. It even tells you, let's see if I can get a good glimpse of it up here. So up here in this corner, You can't really see it, but can I get on it? No, I'm not gonna be able to zoom in or out on it. So what that is, oh, there it is. So my battery, my connections, all that stuff, it tells you where the battery's charged. My service, what type of service I have. I got all my bars. So that's pretty cool. So, and then the next thing about this radio that's pretty dope is the Android Auto. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the screen. You don't see anything down there right now, so this is what I mean by when you plug stuff in, it gives you the option. So when you use your HDMI and you use your USB and all that stuff, it gives you that option after you plug it in. So I plug in my phone, and then bam, here we go. Android Auto pops up right on the screen. So now let's go to Android Auto, and I've got right here, I've got the Pandora. That's real quick where you can see it tells you all your last contacts, calls, messages. I even have the weather on here. So that's definitely the dopest thing about this radio. You go right here, it goes to your Pandora station. You can go here to make a phone call. And then right here is my navigation, which this navigation is actually a 3D navigation. Let me make sure my Wi-Fi's off on the right now. So yeah, if you're getting slow service in your phone, then this is gonna be slow. So I actually had my phone connected to the Wi-Fi, which I'm kind of far from the house. So it is slow right now. So let me see if I can redo that one. There it is, boom, real quick now that I'm back on the regular network. And as you can see, it's pretty in-depth. I mean, this is a actual satellite view, which is pretty dope, man. It makes it easier to really go around. So yeah, that's everything with this radio, the Alpine. As you can see, it is firmly installed. I drive over speed bumps, and this thing does not bounce around. My GoPro actually bounces way more than the radio bounce. The radio actually bounces not at all. I mean, this is in there. It's good. Even when I'm cleaning it, I'm firm with it, and it's not moving at all. The other thing is the screen is actually pretty quick. It's pretty good with your finger. You know, I had a couple of times where I had to, the only problem I have is like the volume button. Sometimes I have a hard time hitting the button. I'm sure I can get used to that. I'm so used to having a knob on the radio to where that is one of the problems that I have. But the cool thing is you can just put your finger on it and it will go up by itself. But like I said, that's the only button that I actually have any hard time with, where I have to touch it repetitively for it to actually do something. One thing I almost forgot to mention about this radio, and it's definitely a con for the radio, is that it screams "steal me." I mean, the way this thing sticks out on the dash. I'm gonna go ahead and take this GoPro off of here so we can even take a look at it from outside. It literally just screams, "Hey guys, look at this nice radio, and definitely come take it." So let's take a look from here. So it's kind of got a glare out here, but even through the windshield, you can see that there is a pretty decent sized radio in the dashboard. So I'm gonna open the windows real quick too. So yeah, so as you can see, it just really just says, "Hey, come take me." So that's definitely one of the downsides of this radio. What I plan on doing is actually, I'm gonna go a little bit darker on the tint, which my tint is actually already pretty dark, but I am gonna go a little bit darker. I've had 2 radios stolen in my life, and this is not one of the ones I wanna steal. It's too much money for that. So let me show you what I do in order to avoid getting stolen. So what I do is I take this towel, and I gotta put the camera down for a second. I cover it with a towel. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, so I cover it with the towel. It kind of looks like I'm trying to protect my dashboard. You can obviously still see that there's something protruding right there, and it's, you know, it's not, if you know this truck, you know it's not the dashboard, which I doubt anybody's gonna really look at it like that, but it's just what I do to feel better. Still, what I do from that point is I actually use one of these window visors. I'm gonna put you down one more time while I put this up. So that's what I do to protect this thing with this window visor up, and I think I forgot what the tint number I have. I want to say I have 20%, whatever is legal in Florida. I have the legal tint. With all this done, it actually makes it impossible to really see in here. It's pretty dark in here. But I get tired of having to do that all the time. I don't like, you want to go out with somewhere and go on a date or whatever. The last thing you want to do is have to throw a towel and, you don't want to do all that. So I really think I might just go with the darker tint. They don't really mess with you out here from what I understand in Florida. Most people that I know with tint, even windshield tint, don't really get messed with unless you're out there speeding and stuff already. If you're already getting pulled over for doing something stupid, then yeah, you can actually get an extra ticket. But this is one of the cons that it's definitely one radio that if you want to protect it, you can't pop that screen off. It doesn't fold into the dash. It just sits right there all the time. And unfortunately, this is what I have to do to protect it. So that's one con about this radio. Other than that, that's pretty much the only con that I can find. Another thing about this radio is in order to use the video options as far as playing videos and all that good stuff, hooking up a USB, maybe playing music videos, or my Nintendo, the HDMI, and even the settings, you have to have the emergency brake engaged. And with Alpine, well, let's say with the Gsxr, I was able to take that wire and just put it to the ground, and I was able to use it all the time, whatever I wanted to use. But with Alpine, there's actually a two-stage process to where you have to, my emergency brake was already engaged. I have to release it and push it again. And as you can see, that settings popped up. That lets you know that it is able to be used and ready to be used. So from there, I can go to my settings. Bluetooth isn't there. And you can start messing with the system here, which they have so many different things on this vehicle. Like I said, let's go to sound, so you can just see how much control you have over this radio. So, bam, here we go. You got EQ presets right here. So that just gives you regular presets, rock, pop, news, all that good stuff. That's there, right there. And then you can either go back to the screen, or right here it actually gives you the menu options again. You have a dual equalizer, which I'm not 100% sure on how to use that yet. I've been playing with it a little bit. I definitely have to work on it a little bit more to get that quality that you want out of it. So don't judge me if you know what you're doing and look at the screen and say, oh, you suck. Don't judge me. I don't know what I'm doing there. But you do have the option to do that. The next thing is you have a crossover. So right there, you can do all of this. You have your fade and balance. And then this is one cool thing that I like, is you can actually slow down or speed up when music is delivered from the speakers. So you can actually tune it to where you're sitting in the car, so that you're sitting close to one speaker. When sound travels from the other speakers, it's coming to you at different speeds. So you can actually delay a speaker or speed up the process of when it's crazy, man. I don't even know how to explain it. There's plenty of other videos out there that explain it better than I can, because I really don't know what it is. But the fact that you have that control in this radio right here is just crazy to me. So you have different options to do presets. You can add, I think it's up to 3 amps on the back of this thing. Tons of things, man. This radio is just crazy, guys. This radio is crazy. So I forgot to mention these things. I just wanted to throw that in there real quick, because it's pretty important, and that's why this radio costs so much money. So it's justified in the amount of money it costs. You don't have to buy a separate crossover, whatever. It's all here already. So definitely a dope ass radio. Other than that, man, that's the Alpine. I forgot what it's such a long title. I forgot what it is right now, but that's the Alpine. They call it the Halo 9 9-inch screen, man. Dope screen. It costs right around $850, and after you install it with everything, including the satellite radio, which is after, it comes right over $1,000, but definitely worth the money. You can even install, let's say you don't want to use your phone navigation. They actually have a navigation that you can hook up right into your HDMI, which is why I'm going to get an HDMI down in the dash, so I can hook up different things if I need to. If I want my phone to be free for a long trip, I can hook up the navigation and have that still play through the screen. I could hook up a Nintendo and have that play through the screen. I mean, there's so many different things. You can hook up like up to 4 or 5 different cameras on this thing. It gives you all the options. So there's lots of things coming for this radio. I'll be adding a ton of features to this, but this is just the basic right now. Like I said, it's right over $1,000, and adding a bunch of that right away wasn't gonna happen. I wanted to make sure I was even happy with the radio. I didn't know how I was gonna sit in this F-150 with it being old and trying to bring such new technology in here, but so far I am happy with it. Unfortunately, I can't show you sound quality. You wouldn't really hear it anyway through the speakers, but you know, copyrights and musics and stuff like that. And since I'm trying to get paid off this YouTube stuff one day, just trust me, it sounds good. And yeah, that's the Alpine 9-inch. I appreciate you guys. And like, subscribe, comment to my videos, or comment on my videos, and definitely share it with people who are into this type of stuff. Project Gsxr will be back soon. It's just been in the shop 2 weeks, but I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you next time. Later.